Hong Kong Airport, another staff trip, and it's a beautiful day. We've just arrived at the airport, and after checking in we have breakfast. Asian food. On the way to Kyoto, and really looking forward to this break. So what's in store on this film? Kyoto is the cultural center of Japan. Many things to do, many things to see, and great food. And we have 3 days. It's gonna be a fantastic time. I'll take you to some of the amazing places in this World Heritage Site. History, castles, scenic places. So join us as we explore this amazing city. Meet the people, enjoy the food, and soak in history. The fascinating city center. And the amazing aquarium. So here we go. We're traveling on Hong Kong Express Airlines, which is the budget airline of Cathay Pacific. The return fare, $300. Only 3 of us this time. Rebecca and Tabris have not traveled for 3 years, so this will be a special trip for them. And there's our plane, an Airbus A321. At last we're seeing things return to normal to some extent, but we did have to go online and fill in a kind of health visa for Japan that ensures we're all vaccinated, etc. In Japan, masks are still required in public places and on public transport. Three and a half hours later, we are arriving in Kansai International Airport. The sun is still shining, though the temperature is a cool 9 degrees. We'll take the JR train into the Kyoto main station and catch a bus from there to our hotel, which is nearby. So we get the tickets and head down to the train. We're well prepared with our Japan Octopus card, and we also have bought a day pass for transport. JR trains are very cute. Japanese culture very colorful. The trains are excellent. The first part of the journey from the airport is over the bridge that goes from Kansai Airport, which is on a reclaimed island, into the center of Kyoto. I have 3 cameras on this trip: the Insta360 X3, my new Sony FX30 Cinema-Line camera, and my iPhone 13. Rebecca will also be shooting for me on her iPhone 13. I found it to be very useful when on public transport. The quality of the FX30, however, means that I will use that when shooting the scenery. Well, we have arrived here, and it is an absolutely great day. Blue skies and quite chilly. Very nice day. An hour and 20 minutes later, we arrive at Kyoto Station. I'm certainly intrigued by the colorful carriages of the train. Quite unusual. The trains are usually right on time here. Kyoto Station is the most spectacular railway station I've ever seen. Opposite is the renowned Kyoto Tower. Escalators run right up to the top of the railway station, where there are many shops and restaurants. Arrived in Kyoto and about to take a bus to our hotel. Our bus takes about 20 minutes. Really is a nice day. We're just going to buy the ticket for a day pass for tomorrow so that we can travel on the buses and trains all day. One of these days we must take a trip up to the top of the tower there. On a day like today, the views must be amazing. We found that getting around on the buses here was very easy. The fare is $1.75. The announcements are all in English as well as Japanese. The bus has a monitor displaying the stops, and an app can also be downloaded showing stops and times, making it very easy for visitors. We soon reach our destination, Google telling us we're 3 minutes from the hotel. We caught the bus to Hong Kong Airport at 6 o'clock this morning, and we are arriving at our hotel at 5 o'clock in the evening. It's been a very interesting journey. Hotel Vista Premio is our hotel, only $40 a room, though they don't provide breakfast. So we check in, and the adventure begins in earnest. Having checked into our hotel, we go out into the Kyoto night for a stroll and a meal. Kyoto is famous for its barbecue. So we enjoy a delightful dinner. Steak being the main item on the menu, some seafood also. Then a stroll to aid digestion and enjoy the sights. It's February and the evenings are cold, but little wind tonight and pleasant, providing we wear a jacket. We've just arrived, and so it's fun to walk around and enjoy the evening. The Takase River is a canal dug in 1611 that was used to transport various goods in the center of Kyoto for many years. Next morning, we start the day as usual with a coffee and a sandwich at Starbucks, about 100 yards up the street. If you visit Japan, you'll quickly notice that the people here are friendly and helpful. today we're going to Arashiyama, which is a beautiful place here with the bamboo avenue, and we're really looking forward to it, and the weather is really good. Rebecca has planned our route today. We'll first take the metro and then a bus. Not many people around. Another great day. Not a cloud in the sky as we walk to the metro station. It's clearly not rush hour. The transportation system in Kyoto is excellent, with buses, trains, the metro and trams. There's always something nearby. As usual, I was able to use my ingenuity to be able to get shots like this. We use our day pass. We considered what was the easiest way to get to Arashiyama after the metro. We first planned to take a tram, but the tram conductor told us that it was not included in our day pass. So we went back over the road to catch a bus. I have to say we later regretted not riding the tram. The fare was only $2.50. And we would have had the opportunity to ride on the tram. Having said that, the bus was excellent. Arashiyama is the second most important sightseeing destination in Kyoto. It's filled with temples and shrines and the famed Arashiyama bamboo grove. The town is also very interesting. Japanese culture ever present. a scenic river that offers boat rides. Next stop, the bamboo grove. Arashiyama on a warm and sunny day is a pleasure to behold. The rickshaw boys hard at work. Whenever I take these trips, I always wish I had taken rides like this, but I seldom do. Surrounded by the familiar images of Japan. The river appearing happy. In fact, on a day such as this, we all feel happy. Even the rickshaw boys, though it looks like hard work. They're immortalized in China by Lo Se in the novel Rickshaw Boys, and in Japan they always appear friendly. The iconic blossom ubiquitous at this time of the year, a colourful place and peaceful, bird song in the air. Rebecca has planned the day. And it's still early.
The day is young.
The boats on the river, reminding me of my visit to Guilin, when we went up the Li River in a boat like these. Believe it or not, this is a model boat. It even looked as though the passenger was waving at us. We encountered the man who was sailing it. Here it is, the family on the boat having a picnic. He had another one also. He was a very nice man and we had a chat. Back to the real thing. More cherry blossom. Each year people from Hong Kong come in their thousands to see it. The tablet here says Tortoise Hill in Kyoto. Kyoto in Japanese literally means the capital city. Many Asian capital cities like Saigon, Beijing, and Nanking all mean capital. Even Tokyo means eastern capital. We're making our way past the blossom toward the bamboo grove. We're not the only ones. It has gained its reputation from the tall bamboos that grow either side of the pathway, and I'm able to get some spectacular shots with my 360 camera. It is said the bamboo here reaches a height of over 80 feet, and there are thousands of them. Straight, majestic, reaching for the sky. I've never seen anything quite like these before. I've seen many bamboo avenues, but never anything quite so impressive as this. It certainly lives up to its reputation and is unmistakably Japan. It was a pleasure to walk around and enjoy such remarkable surroundings, not least to getting an insight into Japanese culture. Enjoying an insight into one of Asia's oldest cultures. Special. Arashiyama is a fantastic place to see Japanese culture and people. One thing that really struck me was the way in which the local people were really enjoying themselves, clearly having a sense of pride in their culture, and thoroughly savoring the opportunity to be here. Here both men and women proudly entering into the celebration. I thoroughly enjoyed being a part of it all. Rebecca was loving it. She'd found a coffee shop where we could get a snack, and we hadn't eaten since breakfast. So what's on the menu? Japanese-style curry, pizza toast, salad, and a drink. And the coffee was good. Then a last glimpse as we waited for the bus. Number 28. That's a lucky number, especially if you're short of money. Traveling on public transport is part of the fun. So off we go to our next stop. We end up on a few different buses. Quickest way to do things here. Very efficient. Our next venue is Kinkaku-ji, a beautiful scenic spot that offers much to the visitor. So we get a ticket and we get a warning. The place of no return. No, not really, simply a one-way pathway. The highlight here is the Golden Pavilion. Known as that for a very special reason, its top 2 stories are actually covered in gold leaf. Its glory reflects into the Kyoto-ji, or mirror pond. Set in the middle of a wooded park, it's a remarkable sight. It's one of those sights that I find myself shooting from many different angles. Trying to get some great shots. A beautiful palace indeed. And I love the light. It's a peaceful place to stroll around. More insights into the culture. So we return to Kyoto City. A trip to Kyoto is enhanced by the variety from medieval temples and castles to intriguing city life. So a glimpse of city life, and a fascinating glimpse it is, and we were surely not disappointed. Quite the contrary, this is a great place. Japan offers the visitor great variety. We get to see the beautiful countryside, historic temples and castles, places of local culture, and also the city. A fascinating contrast offering great food of both the local variety and, if you are in Kyoto, access to Wagyu steak. In the Japanese language, wa means Japanese and gu means cattle. And the best is said to come from Kobe, just 50 miles from here. These narrow alleys filled with shops and restaurants are just off the main road of Kyoto. Additionally, the city canals and river certainly beautify the city. Kyoto literally means the capital, and as of 2020, the city had a population of 1.46 million. In times past, as the cultural capital of Japan, it was the largest city in Japan. Now it's the 9th largest. So another bus. Probably have to stand on this one for sure. Okay, on the bus going to Kyoto Station. I have some Italian food. There are 8,077 restaurants in Kyoto, and we're making our way to my favorite. I even prefer it to the renowned Kyoto barbecue beef places. The station is right next to the famous Kyoto Tower, which is impressive at night. So we enter the station. The restaurant is located on the top floor, and therefore, even before we reach there, we get to see what has to be the most impressive structure in Kyoto. Prepare to have a mind-blowing experience. This escalator complex takes us up about 15 floors, and our destination is at the top. It has a total floor area of 238,000 square meters. That's about 2.5 million square feet. And great views from the top. I decided to get some shots with a wide-angle lens. And also with the 360 camera. The escalator enables us to have great views as we slowly ascend. And being the golden hour, it's an ideal time to shoot. So here we are, the Cucina Italiana, where we enjoyed a superlative dinner on our last visit in February 2020, just as COVID was hitting. I'd said at that time that I should like to return, and here we are. Tomato starter, then whelks and mushrooms. A whelk is a shellfish. I used to eat whelks as a kid. Very tough to chew. Cream of mushroom soup, a favorite. 4-cheese pizza, another favorite. Tabris had a hamburger steak, cooked in this way. It looked, smelled, and tasted great. Rebecca and I shared seafood spaghetti and a Wagyu steak. Tiramisu for dessert, and iced tea. Well, after the wonderful meal we had last time we were here, we returned to the same restaurant. And if anything, the meal is better this time. On exiting the restaurant, we explored a little. There were some interesting corridors that went from one side of the building to the other. Here we're at the very top of the building. The lighting was extraordinary. Even on the way down, many different colored lights illuminated the place. It's great to see it in the day, but at night it takes on a different feel completely. With great views over the city. As we returned to the ground floor, there was even a video screen showing scenes of Japan in the winter. What a great experience. Loved it. We then caught a bus back to our hotel. I have to say I really enjoyed traveling on public transport. It was easy and convenient and cheap. So ends another great day in Kyoto. Another day in Kyoto, Japan. First thing next morning is to have breakfast at Starbucks, which is about 100 yards away from our hotel. We then head out to catch the metro. Another beautiful sunny day. Our destination today? Nijo Castle. We first take the metro, but then need to catch a bus. The sign at the bus stop tells us how far away the bus is, up to 3 stops, which is very helpful. It is quite close to the city centre, and an impressive moat heralds our arrival. The entire castle grounds and the palace are surrounded by stone walls and 2 moats. The entrance, certainly impressive. The entrance fee, only $10. It's the 1st of March. Not too hot and not too cold. Actually perfect weather to visit. The castle certainly well signposted. Built in 1603 as the Kyoto residence of the first shogun. After the shogunate fell in 1867, Nijo Castle was used as an imperial palace. It's now designated a historic site. Its palace buildings are typical examples of castle-palace architecture during Japan's feudal era. It's now designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to take photographs inside. After we walked round the palace, we then walked through the garden toward the castle. Nijo Castle can be divided into 3 areas. The Honmaru that we're about to enter is the inner circle and the main part of defense. We're entering the Honmaru Garden. Inside is the donjon or keep in which the emperor would go when the castle was attacked. It was certainly a formidable castle, but the design of it followed castle designs that were common at the time, even in Europe. After a drink, we check out the bus schedule. A great day. The plan today is to take it easy and explore and eat Japanese food for lunch. So we headed into the city again. When in Japan, I'm always surprised to see how the traditional dress is so widespread. I know that it is worn on special occasions, and I later found out that today was graduation day for students, which perhaps explains why it was so popular today. Tabris can speak some Japanese. He studied a little in college and wanted to eat local food, so we looked for a good place. The rickshaw boy was pointing out something that grabbed our attention. A little Japanese humor. This is what they were serving. It was certainly a colorful place. Stained glass windows, colorful decorations on the walls. If someone has not been to Japan, I'm sure they would never expect to see places like this, but this is typical here. Japanese people have a love for cartoons and quirky things. In other words, the restaurant itself was interesting. Even calligraphy on the walls. It is a popular restaurant, so we ordered the special that was on the menu that we had seen them preparing. green onion, egg, shrimp, ginger, Wagyu beef, tempura, and seaweed. I have to say it looked good, and the price of $6 was cheap. Tabris loved it. I hated it. I've never had anything like it before. Having said that, I was so impressed by the decor that I filmed everything in sight. They even had waxwork models sitting there as part of the decor. Unmistakably Japanese. I've never seen a restaurant like it in my life. We'll now visit the Osaka Shrine, a Shinto shrine that is a scenic place, but also well known for its cherry blossom. It's a very popular place for local people to visit, and a great place to see Japanese culture and religion. We soon encountered the beautiful cherry blossom. After a brief visit, we jumped on a bus to head out to Ekando Temple to continue our sightseeing, planned by Rebecca, including how to get there. It's a beautiful setting, and well known for its autumn colors, and also for the nearby Philosopher's Path, which is well known for its cherry blossom trees. One of the attractions of Japan, and especially Kyoto, is the great variety of temples, palaces, and gardens. This temple belongs to the Jodo sect of Japanese Buddhism and is well known not only for its architecture, but also its beautiful gardens that are a pleasure to behold. And certainly it's enjoyable to simply stroll around, enjoying the scenery. Eikando's most recognizable building, the Tahoto Pagoda, nestled in the trees on the hillside. Tahoto-style pagodas are two-story structures whose first stories are square and second stories are round. So we walked up to the pagoda, from where the temple gardens and the city of Kyoto can be seen. The centerpiece of the gardens is the Hojo Pond, around which a garden has been created. We saw a small boy enjoying feeding the carp. At the center of the Hojo Pond is a small shrine on an island that can be reached via a bridge. We thoroughly enjoyed our stroll through the gardens in the evening. Small streams run through the temple grounds and feed the main pond. The way that water, streams, bridges and trees are interconnected has created a very enjoyable garden. We enjoyed sounds as well as sights. One of the things I enjoy on my travels is variety, and surely our visit here gave us scenery, architecture, and experience that one can only get in Kyoto. A great visit. So we're heading back into Kyoto for dinner. The weather is quite cold, but the sun has been shining all day. The temperature dropping as the sun drops. So we take a pleasant stroll by the river before deciding where we'll go to eat. We're thinking of having another great Kyoto barbecue. So we stroll into the city looking for a good place to eat. And finally decided to go back to the place we ate in 2 nights ago. A good choice. Then a quiet stroll back to our hotel. Got dessert in the street. A deep-fried red bean fish-shaped concoction. So we end another delightful day in Kyoto. Ohayo. Final day, all ready to go. So we embark upon our last day here. Breakfast as usual. We're all packed and ready to go. We will put our suitcases in the locker in Kyoto Station and have a visit to the aquarium. Japan has a great reputation for their aquaria, and the added bonus is that it's right next to a very nice cherry blossom orchard. After passing some familiar places, we arrive at Kyoto Station. The bus drops us off and we walk into the station and put our suitcases in the locker. This has been a memorable trip. The weather has been great, and it's been a pleasure to return. Kyoto is indeed a very exciting place to visit. It never disappoints. It has so much to offer. The food is great, the people are wonderful, and it's the place in Japan to get insight into Japanese culture and history. Here we are, the bag's in the locker. We can now jump on a bus to the aquarium. After our visit to the aquarium, we shall return here, pick up the suitcases, and head out to the airport. Tabris does a quick check which bus to catch. The sign tells us we have quite a number of buses that will take us there. The same even tells us where to get off. The driver actually told us when our stop arrived, and we jumped off and walked across the road. It's very popular with school children. And when we arrived, a whole class of school children arrived also. Nothing enhances a visit to the aquarium like school children being amazed at the sights before them. I was wishing my grandchildren were here too. Japan really knows how to build aquaria. Having visited the aquarium in Okinawa, we're anticipating a great visit here. We were certainly not disappointed. We were confronted by a great variety of sea creatures. Close up and colorful. It immediately reminded me of my times in Jamaica, when I would dive off the reef. Both the fish and the colors were amazing. Having said that, this is not the same as being able to actually dive, but it gives everybody the opportunity to see and to enjoy. These small school children certainly were enjoying it. In addition to the tanks inside, there was a show outside where we got the opportunity to see the dolphins perform. Back inside there were some spectacular sights. It was as though these jellyfish were performing for us. The aquarium giving us the opportunity to see things that we would probably never see in the wild. The beauty of nature is amazing. The shapes, the color, the movement. In addition to smaller exhibits, there were massive tanks holding hundreds of fish. And giant fish. I think this one spoke Japanese. Children love penguins. And guess where the name penguin comes from? It comes from the Welsh language and means white head. So where does the shark get its name? Well, that's from the Dutch schurk, meaning a villain or scoundrel. So the card shark is not named after the shark, but the shark is named after the card shark. The sheer size of the aquarium here being overwhelming. It's almost like being deep down in the sea watching it. It has a mesmerizing effect upon us all. The greatest enjoyment for me was to see the response of these little kids to it all. Their enjoyment was infectious. A memorable visit. Emerging into the sunshine, we now made our way toward the cherry blossom, both pink and white, silhouetted against the blue sky. Surely a fitting way to end our odyssey to Kyoto. So after our visit to the aquarium, we returned to Kyoto Station, picked up the bags, and jumped on the train to go back to the airport.
So heading back to the airport, it's about an hour and 20 minutes.
Another beautiful day, and we're all feeling very happy. We all love Japan, and we've really enjoyed these 3 days. I've traveled all over the world, and this is one of my favorite places. The good thing about living in Hong Kong is that the airfare is only around $200. 3.5 hours later, and we're arriving home. A great trip.